Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie Ernest. I'm a science fiction and fantasy author, and this is my January 2021 Plan With Me video. So I decided to go with the Howl's Moving Castle theme because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. It also has a book that it is based after or on, and apparently there's 2 other books in the series. I didn't know that. I need to read those. I have not, but I will be doing that soon. I'll be adding that page I was coloring just now to the very front of my January pages. You'll notice in a second I have a little half sheet there because I messed up just a little bit, and so I ended up cutting that in half, and I had ideas for it, and I'm going to end up putting a coloring page there. But I thought you probably wouldn't want to see me color that on screen because that would take forever, and so I just showed you me starting that process there. So with my Howl's Moving Castle theme, I decided to put one of my favorite parts of this movie on the very front cover page of January, which is the very end when they're sailing off into the distance there. It's wonderful. I loved it. As a caveat, I actually did not draw this freehand. I do freehand some of the drawings I have for this month, but this one is not one of them because it's a little complicated. And yeah, I did a tracing technique, which I'll show you toward the end how I did, but it's a little bit different. I got it from someone else. I don't remember. Someone was teaching me how to do different fonts on my bullet journal, and I thought that was a really cool idea to do different fonts because you can just print them off and then kind of trace them in this method I'll show you at the end. And I just used that for doing screen captures from the movie onto my bullet journal here. So I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out. I did have to shrink them when I printed them out to make sure they fit on the page, but it worked out well. I also really needed to put in my theme colors, which I was using for this year, which are black and kind of gold. And so I made sure to have that black and gold as the January there. I also wanted to include a quote, and obviously it's going to be from the movie, which is, well, I'm going to divide it into 2, but the first part of it that I just wrote there says, "The blaze burns the brightest, ... And then I go ahead and I color in my picture here. I'm going to skip to the end here, and you can kind of see where I finished. It took a long time for me to color that. And that sky, oh, that sky took forever. So I'm just kind of going over it, making it a little bit darker. I need to figure out a better way. Color pencils take forever and a day. I mean, it didn't show up as well as I would have liked it to. So this page is my January calendar spread. Usually I do the 1 page, what you usually see in the main bullet journal. But I never have enough room to write, and I've tried doing a calendar page before, like a big one, and I just didn't like the setup, and so I tried it again in a different way. And this is probably one of my favorite spreads because of the whimsicalness of it and the color that I end up using here. The numbers in particular are all whimsy looking to kind of go with my theme. And I actually end up freehanding on this page. One of my favorite scenes in the entire movie is when Sophie goes back in the past and sees a bit of Howl's past and kind of what happened and why he is the way he is and how she can help him. And so it wasn't a hard thing to freehand. It was actually really easy. But I did include that on the spread, along with the second half of the quote, which is when the circumstances are at their worst. So the first page said, "The blaze burns the brightest," and this page says, "When the circumstances are at their worst." I just think it's a really cool thing to remember. So yeah, here is my free-handed Sophie. She's staring off into the distance, and you see the stars kind of coming down out of the sky and whatnot. And then, oh, I'm outlining my goals because I did want to keep them. That's important. You know, that's half the reason why I'm doing bullet journals, so I can keep track of all that, but it's cool. Anyway, yeah, so I have that at the top there to remind me what my goals are for the month. And then I have my picture here. And I did color this in with a Super Tips Crayola marker. I'm happy with the turnout, but it does bleed over a little bit. So hopefully I can get some markers in the future that actually don't bleed over, or maybe I just need to get thicker paper because this is a rather cheap bullet journal, dot grid journal thing from Books A Million, which it works and it was cheap, but the paper is not as thick as some of the other ones probably. And I'm hoping I have enough room to write in this calendar blocks there. That's my goal. I might have to redo it next month for when the different style or something if it doesn't work, but I was happy with this page. I was cool with it. And, oh yeah, I messed up on the days of the week there. Thank goodness for whiteout. And then I'm using a gray mild liner there to color in the quote part, just to kind of give it some pop. And now you are going to see me create my habit tracker page with a picture of Howl at the top there. It's kind of from him at the beginning of the movie. And I decided to go with, instead of the giant block or the giant chart, which is what I usually did for my habit trackers in the past, I ended up doing a mini calendar for each one. I've seen that several times and I decided, you know what, I'm going to try that. And I'm kind of happy with it. I'm going to see how it works and see how I like it. But right now I liked it. It was much easier to set up. So I was okay with that. And I freehanded those for them. Yeah, well, I did freehand them. I didn't use any rulers or anything during this setup of any of January because I wanted to give that whimsical kind of unhindered kind of feel to it, I guess. And so I tried not to make it too neat. I'm just going to color in Howl here to give him some pop against the background, especially since you can kind of see through the page from my epic calendar coloring. Next would be my mood tracker, which I really enjoyed setting up. That was so much fun, mainly because I got to draw Calcifer. I thought he was perfect for this page, and his quote is going to be at the bottom there, which is one of my favorite quotes in the movie as well. But I also freehanded Calcifer with a little bit of a reference photo. He was pretty easy to do, just about anyone. You could probably do it if you're not too good at art. He's just flame with some eyes and a mouth. That's it. So I had really fun coloring him in. And then I freehanded the stars just for the same reasons as anything else. I didn't use any tools or stencils or anything, just because I wanted to give that messy, whimsical look there. And it took me a while to draw 31. And then I miscounted and had to draw like 4 more, but it's cool. Which, I'm counting them here. You'll see that I have to redo some more because I am really bad at math. Yep, there you go. And then, like I said, my favorite quote at the bottom, which is, "May all your bacon burn." That was perfect for the mood page there. So this page is just a kind of brain dump page for tasks in general, things I know I need to get done, and kind of a keep track of like everything my brain needs to keep up with. And so on the right though, you'll see turnip head, and I do give you a little bit of glimpse of how to do my tracing technique there. And it's really easy, but it does take a little bit of effort and a little bit of finesse. It might take a little bit of practice. So basically you print out the picture and then you washi tape it and color the back with a lead pencil, just plain lead pencil where you're going to be tracing. Then you washi tape it to the page, kind of line it up, and then you use something that's going to be, I used a fine tip pen on the other ones. I ended up using a color pencil here. It works just the same, but you trace whatever you are going to be doing the line art on the secondary page. So I just traced the outside of turnip head here. And then I just went through and I traced over the lines with a fine tip marker. It's pretty easy. Doesn't look exactly like the picture, but I'm happy with it regardless, and I feel like I did good. So Next, what I'll do is I'll show you a flip through because my camera does cut off because I ran out of juice, but I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so here is my little flip through for January, so you can kind of see those spreads a little better now that the lighting is fixed. But here we go. I will have my colored sheet that I didn't get to here yet, but they will go here. I will finish that. That will go here. So I'll kind of take over a little bit, so you should be able to just see kind of the quote, and then you have the colored little scene that I have, and then we have the January cover page, which we have Howl and Sophie toward the end of the movie there, and my quote here on the side that goes with it. And then my calendar page, which I don't keep much, but I do keep like track of birthdays and stuff like that and whatnot. And I have my goals up here. My first goal, which I'll be going over in a different video, but I do want to finish draft 5, which, spoiler alert, I did last night. You'll see that in my vlog that I post later this week, or I think next week. I can't remember when I'm posting it. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, I'm posting a vlog, and it has me finishing draft number 5 of my science fantasy novel. And then I want to try to get 30,000 words of my next project, which is Project Dragons, but I will be flip-flopping between Project Dragons and Shattered Stars Book 2. I have to have at least 2 projects to work on at once, otherwise I'll go crazy. But anyway, and then I have my second half of the quote here. I have Sophie and the stars falling from the sky. Then I have my habit trackers. Like I said, I really like this a lot. This setup here of the habit trackers instead of the giant chart. It's just easier for me, but I'll see how I like it at the end because I haven't done this one yet. How, then I have my mood tracker here with Calcifer and May All Your Bacon Burn. I didn't fill in my first 2 days. I need to do that. Ah! And then this is the page I didn't finish earlier, but it is my task brain dump page where I can just keep a list of all the tasks I know I need to get done. And that way I can reference this page and then also reference my dailies, which I'll get to in a second, using these 2 pages here. So I have my turnip head to go along with it. He looks cute. I like him. But then I usually keep my dailies really, really simple. Like today, Sunday, I'm filming this on Sunday and I haven't put anything in there yet, but I use the simple bullet journal thing here, my key. I just make a bulleted list basically of what I need to do and then do the next day. Anyway, that is the setup for my January 2021. I'm really excited that I was able to get this done and prepared before January started, but I will be getting up my February 21 as well soon within the next couple weeks. And yeah, anyway, I will see you guys later. Bye.